The old year of 2018 had finally come to an end. In the high seas of the wargaming universe, in World of Warships, every captain was doing their best to have the best final battles of the year in every one of their ships. I myself, Andrew, was doing the best too. My mighty Masashi, newborn independence, Des Moines and Worcester had arrived home at port and were preparing to throw a New Year party. Murmansk, Haida, and Jervis were resting at the port after all of their hard and tough work through the year. But the other three of my ships hadn't returned. I was commanding my Minotaur safely back to port, but on the way, we ran into an enemy force. I had to destroy them quick enough to return her safely to port for the celebration. Minotaur crawled into smoke and began to fire at Hindenburg first. Once we finished the Hindenburg, we focused our attention to the Montana. But I quickly changed my mind and went for the Worcester. I went back to the Montana. But then I realized I was in trouble as the Des Moines opened fire on me. With no other choice to save myself from death, I fired my torpedoes at the Montana and worked as fast as I could to sink the stronger and closer target. Ultimately, I broke out in a one-on-one duel in close quarters with the Des Moines, still all fired up. As smartly as I could, I finished the Des Moines. I was exhausted and fired up the whole time, but I was pleased that my Minotaur was safe and on her way home. After having dinner, I went back to find my Henri in Hindenburg. I found my Henri at the Sleeping Giant. Henri had failed to get a good enough match for herself and needed to redeem herself. The best way to redeem herself was to charge from the east to the middle, where a Moskva and a Magi were pushing ahead. As soon as Moskva came out, I opened fire and tried to finish her as fast as I could, but things went awry in the process. But I then had to focus on the Amagi, which tried to ram me in order to save his ally from death. But he missed, and I managed to get him to eat 3 torpedoes and finish off the Moskva. then pounded as much AP's E-shells as I could into the Amagi. But the enemy team ran out of points before I could finish him, but I didn't care. I had made a great enough amount of crits and XP to allow my Henri to return home. When I finally found him, he did not have enough time to return home before the second the Earth completed its orbit, and he was in great disgrace. To make matters worse, an enemy force had rolled in. When I finally realized this, I took control. Found in Hipper and in Iowa at Area C. Knowing my ship's unsinkability, I charged forward. But suddenly went into reverse as too many enemies began firing at me. But as soon as only one ship was firing at me, I moved forward again and began to pound AP into the Iowa. Fired one of my torpedo tubes at the Iowa, I went straight to the Hindenburg and began to finish her as fast as I could before getting torpedoed. I then killed her and went back to the Iowa. As I returned my fire to the Iowa, I noticed that my ally Des Moines was in terrible trouble and I had to save him at once. With the Key's help, both me and the Key managed to save the Des Moines from humiliation. Later, I found the Lexington, the last ship on the enemy team, and I immediately began to open fire. Lexington was slain, but when she was finally slain, the new year had already begun, and the Hindenburg was late for it. But Hindenburg arrived home, feeling proud of herself. So was I. And with all of my tier 10 we had put on an amazing show on probably what is right now the greatest new year in the history of my life. I end my World of Warships career. I hope you all had a happy new year. Guys, that was my first attempt ever at narrating a World of Warships episode. I know it probably was not good to most people who watch this video, but hey, no one's good at something the first time they do it. I certainly look forward to needing to narrate World of Warships episodes again in the future. I don't know how often I may be doing this, but hopefully I can soon find a way to do this faster, because I seem to be having problems with the computer. Anyway guys, I hope you guys liked the video. If you liked the video, then definitely hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you're already subscribed, then don't forget to turn on notifications, so that way you'll be notified every time a new video like this is posted. And I certainly look forward to having everything go back to normal, guys. Now, yes, it is true that this video was a day late for, you know, the official celebration of 2019 finally beginning. But since everything's starting to go back to normal now, I might as well have everything back to normal with World of Warships episodes being on Wednesdays. So I hope that makes sense. That's all. Thanks for watching. See y'all in the next video.